Times this time.
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to our Friday live show with me and Reseller Mom. And today, well, we just don't know what to talk about. So we're just talking about a
We
hodgepodge
got
of things.
news. We just got regular news and comments and what's
Just
going
regular
on.
stuff. But it's a great time for you guys to ask questions. Look, these shows a lot of times turn out the best when we don't have that like pre-planned set of topics and when we're kind of winging it in the end. Sometimes these are the best shows. I love the way these shows go.
Well,
Good
and
morning,
coming
Mike.
down the line is I have Helium-10 possibly coming on, which will be exciting. I got to talk with them some more. And then I have another YouTuber that's going to come on the 28th. I haven't even told Tina about that yet, but she
See that?
confirmed last night. And that will be exciting. So I look forward to hearing her because she does eBay mostly. So changing it up a little bit, doing some little.
Look, I've been loving eBay this summer, because summer I have slowdown on Amazon, like a lot of us, except for Prime Day. Prime Day was great those 2 days. And I don't even do anything for Prime Day. Like, I don't prepare anything, I don't have any special deals. It's just everyone is shopping for those couple of days. So, Prime Day sales were great. That's always a lot of fun. And then yesterday's sales were like, boop.
So let's talk a little bit about Prime Day. Because I brought up an article for us to discuss, and the Prime Day sales were $12.7 billion. 12.7.
And I only sold 10 of those billion. No, I wish.
My sales were good that day. Let's see here. By the numbers, 375 million items were sold over the 2-day promotion, up from 300 million from last year. So up 75 million. Top selling deals included a lip balm, Apple AirPods,
Interesting.
Bissell Little Green Deep Portable Cleaning. And in the press release, there were some new Amazon Prime features. And then data firm found that the average spend per order increased to $54 from $52. So that's some good stats. Everything is
about
up.
the lip balm that was like one of the tops. I mean, that's cool. What was this lip balm? I wish we could know.
Okay, hold on. I'll look it up for you. I'll look it up and see what that lip balm is. Let's see here.
Good
Mike
morning,
says he did
Millennial
about.
Mom and Angela. And I see you there, Mike. Yeah, my sales were better on the 11th than the 12th. So the 11th was really, really high. The 12th was great, but below the 11th. And the yesterday was like, nah. I made sales yesterday, don't get me wrong, but it was like business as usual. But yeah, I love the thought that lip balm was one of the top selling things on Prime Day. I would expected the TV sets and that kind of inventory. So lip balm, I love it.
People need lip balm, Tina. They
Well,
need the
especially in the
lip.
summer, I wear it all the time. I have it everywhere around the house.
I don't know, and I've never bought this brand. Have you? Lip.
No, I know of this brand, but no, I've not used that brand.
I'm kind of curious now. If it was the number one seller, we should buy a tube and see what it's like. Anyhow, so we've got questions from our Facebook group. We've got questions from previous shows, and I had one that I wanted to bring up here on invoices. So we're talking about all sorts of stuff. It's not been a super exciting week. Yesterday was not an exciting day for me. I spent my time pulling paperwork for my CPA and doing taxes, but I like to do my paperwork and finances on Thursday so Friday can be fun. And I know you like having Friday finances, right?
It's Friday finance.
Friday
Look, I like
finance.
having my money done because to me, it's like Friday is like a half day at work. It's the end of the week, and I feel like it goes along with payday from, when you have the 9 to 5 job. I love to start my weekend off knowing what the money is and in order. And then Monday, I just like it on Friday. That's just how I do it. Hi, Jen. I see you there.
Good morning, Angela, Mike, Jen, Millennial Money Mom. So I wanted to, let's see here, we'll talk about this one first. I follow Amazon Seller Performance, whatever this group is, ASGTG. They have a website too. You know what? I will bring up their website in a minute for y'all to look at. But there was an interesting one on here comment wise that I wanted to just bring up to everybody's attention. And they submitted invoices for a customer inauthentic complaint, and they got a supplier could not be verified. And I want to talk about that for a second. I love reading other people's responses, but do know that anybody that's just responding out on the internet, sometimes they are spot on and it's excellent advice, and sometimes it's not. So it's hard to tell what is and what isn't. But essentially, when Amazon says they can't verify the supplier, it means that they think it's a fake supplier or not a authorized supplier. There is a lot of websites, a lot of scams out there that you will find maybe doing OA, RA, well, not RA, OA, if you buy OA sheets or if you have a VA using tactical arbitrage. Unfortunately, there will be fake sites out there. And when Amazon says they can't verify it, it means that they have tried to call, Google, search for this business, and they cannot get it authorized. I once bought DVDs from someplace to try and get undated in DVDs, is way back. And they couldn't verify it. And when I talked to the rep, she said that in the notes, they had gone to the website and they'd looked at the Google image and the name of the company was not on the building. And so red flag to Amazon, they were not going to authorize that distributor. So interesting to always learn the ins and outs of how Amazon is looking at your suppliers, etc. I had somebody message me wanting to know how to get a Kohl's receipt for ungating done in Amazon, and they weren't given like an invoice. They were given a packing slip with their order. And to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Tina, you have to go in and pull from your online account to get a proper docs and then get those annotated to send in. It's not off of anything in the box. Is that right?
Right. You're gonna print out your online order invoice and then just annotate it. You know, I use Canva for everything, so I annotate my invoices in Canva, and I know you use a different software.
Yep. So, and keep poking until you figure it out. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Have you all tried the 2D barcode labels yet? Yes. And what do you think about it? So the new integration with Inventory Lab is smooth.
I forgot all about that topic for today's show. So thank you for bringing that up.
And it's awesome. And I don't have any, it was so awesome and good that it just freaking works. And you don't have to do this like logging into here and changing the flow. And I'm so
why don't you explain it for those who haven't tried it yet? Because I know when I first went to try it and Casey went to try it, both of us hit a wrong button. We're like, oops. And then I realized what I was supposed to have done. So I had done it the old fashioned way on the first day that it came out. And so for those who maybe did like me, why don't you explain to them the process of how to do it?
So very, very easy. Like it was so easy. I didn't even realize. And it was so easy that I there's not even video or instructions to really do here. You do your Amazon or your inventory flow as normal. And when you hit send to Amazon, you enter in the box weights and the box dimensions. And then it goes, blah, 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 and then it says,
it does that. It makes that noise and everything.
Yes, mine does because I go, and then it will say, do you want, it says the estimated shipping charges are XYZ. And they do feel they are like the discounted shipping price.
Amazon partnered carrier. Yeah.
Yeah. And they say, do you want to accept these charges? Remember, you can, there's some little warning on you can go in there and void them after if you need to, but I haven't gone through the voiding process. I assume it's the same. And you say, yes, I accept these charges. And it goes, blah, 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 and then it pulls up a PDF of your labels and you just print them. And they're like your regular labels. It's the same labels you would have gotten before. I didn't realize, I didn't do a side-by-side comparison, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same labels that you would have gotten from the API feed over on Amazon. So nothing.
Yep, I'm actually going to be doing a shipment today and using that feature because this will be my second shipment going out this week. My first one is when I made my error. And that I do want to point out that if you have to do your box contents in Inventory Lab in order to do that, because some people just send their shipment into Amazon and then use the web form on Amazon to then get their shipping label. So you do have to turn on that feature in Inventory Lab where you're actually entering the box contents for box 1, box 2 in Inventory Lab.
I always do the box content through Inventory Lab, so I
Yeah,
did not
some
know.
people don't. So I just wanted to point that out.
Excellent. And I see Hustle. I'm pulling up the Ground Advantage thing right now, and we'll move on while
On
I'm
the
pulling that
shipping.
up real quick. Yeah, because I gotta pull a screenshot real quick. So we'll do something else. Let me see here. I'm gonna close.
And man, it is so hot in my city. Look, I know it's hot everywhere. It's summer, and some people have humidity. We don't. But my God, it is well over 100 degrees out here this week, and they are expecting our temperature on Sunday. Are you ready for this? To be 117 degrees out this Sunday. Yes. So hot.
A couple of things on that, and then we'll get. I see the comments here. I was told they are getting some new UPS trucks that have air conditioning. I don't know where those are going to be or how many they got, but that's exciting to hear. And then I have a sad story. I had no idea about this. My UPS drivers are very fast and efficient. And the other day, the guy pulls up and he's like this far from my door. And I made a comment. I'm like, wow, you couldn't get much closer there, huh? Or something like that. And he goes, well, yeah, that's what backup cams are for. And I said, oh, I didn't realize you guys had backup cams. It makes sense, but whatever. Anyhow, I'm chatting with him and he goes, yeah, ever since we ran over a baby. And I said, what? What do you mean you ran over a baby?
He
And he
was
said,
kidding.
well, no, UPS apparently was one of the first fleet companies to put in as a standard backup cams because some driver was in a neighborhood and they used a driveway, which is a no-no. He told me that you're not supposed to use driveways to do a 3-point turn. And some driver rolled over a baby that was out playing in the cul-de-sac. And I imagine it was not like crawling baby, but I'm going to guess under 5. And then the people were all like, ah, and he didn't know what to do. So he put it in go and ran it over again. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the most horrible story ever. And that is why UPS trucks have backup cameras. I'm like, now I can't sleep at night. Thank you for adding pictures. So that was a very horrible story. And unfortunately, there's a lot of events that happen that are horrible that lead to regulations. And
yeah,
I know a lot of people get
to
upset.
prevent it from happening again. Right.
Yeah. People get upset that we regulate, but they usually all stem from horrific stories like that.
Yeah.
So it is terrible. Facebook user,
All right.
I'm so sorry your son has a broken foot.
Yes.
That's terrible. All right. Read this one off, Miss Tina.
Yes. Which is easier or better to enter box content? I think that's supposed to be into Inventory Lab or to Amazon. And that brings me back to what I was saying about the Inventory Lab and doing the shipping labels. I have used both, and I used to prefer just doing it on Amazon. But with this new being able to ship out your shipping labels into Inventory Lab, it's much easier to do it in Inventory Lab. So you will enter in your box content. There's a switch you turn on in your Inventory Lab account that will pull up that feature when you're creating your shipments, because you can toggle that feature on or off. When you put your box content in Inventory Lab, as you're boxing it up, it just makes it that much easier, because then you can make your shipping labels right there in Inventory Lab. All of your box content is already put in there, because as you know, when you don't use that feature in Inventory Lab, you then have to manually enter it in on Amazon's end. So just do it all in Inventory Lab. It sends it over to Amazon that way. So you're not juggling what was in that box. And then you can print off your shipping labels now in Inventory Lab. They just released that this week, where you now then enter the weight and dimensions of the boxes in Inventory Lab, just as you would in Amazon. And you can now print out your shipping labels in Inventory Lab. It's all communicating with Amazon.
I hate the web form on Amazon general. So I typically do scan to pack or assign over on the inventory lab side. It's just easier, and getting a little handheld scanner. I first went cheap and got the desktop scanner that can be at the desktop because I was doing a lot of books and things like that, so it made sense. But I absolutely love my handheld scanner. It's like $30. So
And this is going to be a question some people might have. When you do scan and pack, what are you scanning? Are you scanning that FNSKU label you just put on your product, or are you scanning the barcode that's on your product before you cover it with your FNSKU?
you can do either.
Okay.
So if you're doing books, or this week I did bras, did about 50, 60 bras. It's really tough to like look at the bra or look at the thing, especially if you have a lot that are all similar colors or similar brands, to kind of match an inventory lab. So I do two things. When I'm doing my bras, I will get my bucket of bras, and first I take pictures of, because they were at Burlington, so I took a picture of the Burlington with the regular SKU so that I have that in my files if I ever need to do some sort of claims or things like that. Then I want to get the label, so I just assign a box, whatever, and I sit there and I scan, and I set my printer as when I scanned a pack to print me out a label. So I scan, print out a label, I put it with the bra. I usually put that in a bag and then pack everything at once. And then I take them out of the box. I just empty my box. And then when I go to pack, I just scan the outside and assign it to the box. And then that keeps all of my count on par too, because when I'm packing, we had one that had some dirt on it that I'm going to have to return. So it just allows me that when I now scan to pack, anything that's not in the box, I just go and delete from the shipment. And here's another little tidbit. I don't know if this is totally legit or not, but I've been messing with the inventory lab system, and it kept wanting to send my stuff to like 3 different places. You know how that happens?
Mm-hmm.
I picked one of my replens and just said I was going to send in 150. Then it got it to go all in one place. And I just went in and deleted that item out, and boom, everything is to one place. I don't know how much manipulation you could do before Amazon gives you a slap on the wrist. So use that information however you want. I would do it as a once in a while thing. Don't do that a whole lot. But if you are absolutely frustrated that you can't get your items to the same location, it's a good little thing to note going forward. All right. There was this one I wanted to circle back to for
Yes.
ground advantage.
Hi, ladies. Oh,
Go ahead.
I thought you wanted me to read that. Sorry. Did you want me to read his comment or?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, ladies. Do you know if Amazon has changed to the new ground advantage labels for USPS yet? I've looked and I didn't see any options for it.
I did a merchant fulfilled item first class yesterday. It might have been Monday. What are we on? We're on Friday. Holy smokes.
I know. This week has gone by so fast.
So it was either Monday or Tuesday I did it, and there was no ground advantage option yet. And I do know that there will be a grace period till, I want to say the 26th, at least another week or two grace period, that they will honor all the other shippings and things like that. So there will be more coming out. Keep your ear to the ground on those changes, because I'm sure they will be in the next 2 weeks coming through. I did have 3 USPS peoples stop at my office, and they're like, "Do you know anything about shipping? Does your business use shipping?" I'm like, yes, and I have an account manager, and I know just about everything about shipping. They're like, "Have you heard about the ground advantage?" Yes, I have.
And when Amazon updates this, they're going to send us all emails that it's been updated.
I don't know.
I think they will. Yeah, and I would assume that if the first class shipping is still the only option available in there and you choose it, it's going to be honored from Amazon. I would assume so. If you're worried about it, I believe Pirate Ship already has it updated,
Yes.
the ground advantage, because I believe I bought a shipping label off of eBay on Pirate Ship because it was cheaper for one of my eBay sales. So
yeah, and absolutely, and these types of big rollouts take a minute to get all squared up. So I was going to say, I just pulled this 2 seconds ago. So give me a second here.
Yep.
Let's hide that for a second. I just pulled this up, and it says that now you can only select 5 shipping methods, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And under USPS, there is no ground advantage showing up yet. So
Yeah.
that was up today, 2 seconds ago, not
And it
available.
will. It will. Yeah, so Millennium Mom, Money Mom says, I noticed my shipments, I can't send an ASIN with both case pack and individual units. I have to choose one. And that is correct. Your shipment either can be an individual unit shipment or a case pack shipment. It can't be a mixture of both.
Correct. What is easier or better to enter? Oh, we already did that one. Thanks. I'm going to try to enter IP box contents now. IP is getting so much better.
I think
and better.
they mean inventory lab, and they're probably just hitting P instead of L.
Sounds good to me. I like inventory lab much better. Susan, good morning, Susan. How are you doing?
Yeah.
I really want to use inventory lab for box contents, but it sends my stuff all over the place. If I go through Amazon, everything goes to one place except for shoes.
Yeah, shoes the same way in Inventory Lab. Susan, if your shipments are smaller, that maybe is the case in Inventory Lab. I know when I have had smaller shipments, mine used to be divided 3 or 4 warehouses sometimes. But it seems like the sweet spot is 50 units, and it could be a mixture of units. It doesn't have to be all the same thing, but it seems like the sweet spot in Inventory Lab is 50 units or more all end up going to one warehouse. So you may want to start making larger shipments. If that isn't the case for you and your shipments are 50 or larger, then yeah, then continue to just do it in Amazon.
Yeah. It's mine is a little bit more than 50. So it might be on where you're located. Mine tends to be, my sweet spot is between around 100 to 150. And if I hit that amount in my boxes, it all goes to one location except for shoes. And that's because shoes and oversized have to go to a different warehouse. One is the oversized 18 inches, and two, the shoes go to a shoe warehouse. And I don't know, maybe they treat the shoes better, or they have a different storage unit for.
Yeah, and it can be shoes, it can be slippers, baby booties, any of that. It's always counted under shoes. So you always want to make sure you have enough of them in your batch to warrant adding them in the batch, because those will always be lumped together. So if you have only 1 or 2 pairs of like flip-flops, it's not going to be worth it. Just list them merchant fulfilled until you buy enough to make a shipment out of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That I figured you meant. I look. The P is right above that L on the keyboard. So look, we all do those things. Brown Girl says that Walmart has already switched to the ground advantage, and I see no difference. And you mean difference in pricing between first class and what ground advantage is? Because I think ground advantage is slightly more, isn't it? Supposed to be like under $1, some cents, a little more than first class.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't think there's any big.
Yeah, it's like a name change. Why? I don't know. Why do they want to change the names? We don't know.
No idea, but I'm going to pull up my inventory lab and show you guys some things about like what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
First, I wanted to bring up, let's see here. We were talking about this in our group. If you guys aren't already in, this is not it. If you're not already in, this is the Facebook group. If you guys have questions throughout the week, or you want to get the opinions of many people, like say you have this one was a great one. What software do you guys recommend for inventory management for FBM? So those types of questions are awesome to have over there, because then you can get Tina's opinion, my opinion, maybe some other people's opinion on the best tape or the best this or the best that. And
I actually have a supply sheet in there. So in Facebook, there's always like a file section tab towards the top of any group, not just our group, but any group on Facebook. There is a file section, and if that group has added files in there, you can see them. And it was sometime last summer, I think, that I added in the file section a big Google sheet of all of the supplies that Lucy and I use, with their pricing, at least the pricing at the time of that sheet. And then the link to Amazon to buy it if it's any supplies that you might be looking for.
Yes. I'm just adding some things really quick to a fake shipment. So that, hey,
I'm just moving that because I have to get a drink. I'll be right back.
random. There has been a ton of errors, so I'll talk about that for a minute. I just tried to add something in Inventory Lab, and it said there was an error, and it just shut me down. If you guys are working in advertising, advertising has been an absolute nightmare to work with. Yesterday, I could not create a new advertising listing. I could barely get half of the things to go through. I kept getting 404 errors, and then they kept wanting to fix the default spend for each advertising campaign. It kept saying that you need to put in an amount. I'm like, the amount's right there, and round and round and round. You had trouble with advertising this week too, right?
I did. So on Prime Day, since there were such awesome sales, I thought to myself, even though I never prepared for Prime, and probably should have, as far as that goes, I thought, oh, I should really be up in my advertising on some of my items that I have a lot of in stock. And the advertising portion of my Amazon account was froze. It allowed me to set everything up. When I enter in my, daily spend budget, it gave me a red warning that said I needed to enter in my daily spend budget.
Yep.
So then I thought, well, maybe they just want me to set it higher. So I kept manipulating that, right? And there was just a glitch. So it was unfortunate because I would have definitely amped up some advertising on my items. And so next year, I'm going to have to remember that that is a good method to use for Amazon Prime Day, is really set up some very targeted campaigns per ASIN, either ASINs that you've had in stock for a while and you're hoping to get rid of, or your ASINs that you have, like 100 units or more in stock of, and you really want to move some of that inventory. So I wish I had thought about doing that before Prime Day.
So I'm over here typing away. I'm trying to add things, and I keep getting this. We encountered an internal error. Please try again later. A lot of times I'll go over to Down Detector, and I tried doing that with Inventory Lab, and Inventory Lab is not on Down Detector. Amazon is, Gmail is. I did see several of those out.
So Inventory Lab just isn't working right now because you want to show something in
because
Inventory Lab.
that's how that is how my week's going. I swear, like Tina and I, we try not to be negative on the show, right? We all want to be positive. It's Friday. We're going to have a good time. I am very much an attitude helps you get through life, right? And there's a lot of times where I'm going, if I didn't laugh, I'd cry in life. But that does not mean that Tina and I do not have problems. It's just that we don't sit here and yappity yap about our problems. But it has been one of those weeks where we've had problems. And some of them are funny and some of them are serious and some of them are just life. My son, for instance, yesterday he's working in downtown Seattle right now in an internship, and he was out walking on his break for lunch, and he had a bird shat on him on his jacket. So, yesterday I was having a bad day, but the bar was nobody shat on me, so I was doing good, and that's how low the bar has been this week. So anyhow, he had to bag his jacket. And then he said he just couldn't get that smell out of his nostrils. So he came home and immediately jumped into the shower. But some days are like that and some days are better. So trying to have a rosy outlook for today. But Inventory Lab, it's just down. Advertising down. Issues down. Amazon being stupid always. And you're not alone. So you know what, guys? If you haven't been pooped on, you are doing awesome. And if you have been pooped on, you can take a shower, take a deep breath, and try again. Who's going to ASD? I love it. I am not. My husband. I'm going to cry. Thanks. Tina, are you going to do the groundwork? I don't want to commit you to anything.
And I'm finding the answer to this question here from Hustle and Grow.
Oh, okay.
Love your name. And I am actually going to paste the answer right down here into the chat. It'll look as though Lucy and I have both answered this question. Is it not showing it all? I don't think it's showing it all. So I will do screen share.
Send me a link in the private. I'll bring it up.
Okay. Okay, copy here,
I'm still trying on
here,
inventory left.
here. Yeah, this breaks it down really, really simple for the price changes. So for the
You
first
sent me a
class,
StreamYard link.
what? It didn't copy it didn't copy it correctly. Okay, sure did. All right, this is the correct link.
Ah. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see
Yeah.
here.
So
Add
this breaks it down. You have to scroll down just a bit. There you go. Where it has priority mail starting right there, those bullet points. So priority mail, and this is with Pirate Ship's extra discounts. I found Pirate Ship is pretty in line with Amazon. It said it is getting $4.83 cheaper for this fast and reliable 1 to 3 day service. Ground advantage rates for packages under a pound, which was formerly first class, are staying the same. It's really just a name switch up, if you ask me. Ground advantage rate changes for packages over a pound, which were formerly parcel select, are mixed. Some rates are increasing up to $1.06, while some others are decreasing up to $3. Media mail are increasing by 7% across the board. And media mail was always a little cheaper than first class. So my guess is it's going to bring media mail up to what first class used to be, or maybe still slightly cheaper. And signature confirmation is increasing to $3.40, and everything else is staying the same.
excellent breakdown. I love Pirate Ship. I love everything
Yeah.
about pirate ships. In fact, I would be a pirate if it was an option in life. I would. That is right up my alley. But I love the sea and all of those things. So excellent breakdown. Now I had a meeting with my rep from USPS, and he basically said this is going to compete with UPS. They have lost so much business to UPS that this is the post office's answer to that, to compete with the UPS ground. And he said it's supposed to be a little bit cheaper than the UPS ground, so that you're going to see, especially during Q4 when we're all shipping out merchant fulfilled items, that this will be a competitive option for us. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, we'll see when it comes. I often feel like I get told one thing and it's not really that one thing. But, oh, it looks like despite my efforts, the item did go into the thing here. So my net profit is garbage, but let's play with this. So if I edit, maybe if it will work. Let's just say it was $25, and if I do 8, I try to send it in. Oh my god. Okay, loading is becoming a big problem. Maybe we won't do this. Maybe this will have to be a separate batch.
We'll just come back to it later.
Yeah. Okay.
So Unwind Travel says, are you guys experiencing brands being regated despite you having currently some of those brands in your inventory for sale? I personally have not. However, on Facebook, I have seen people posting this question, that there were items they were allowed to sell, and all of a sudden they are now gated in these items again, or these brands. So, yes, I have heard of this happening. So, I would assume, I don't know, I would assume that maybe some of these brands are trying to take over their brand in Amazon. And maybe they have now brand registered and don't want third party sellers on their items. You will quickly find that out if you start getting letters and warnings from these brands. Otherwise, I would go ahead and resubmit invoices if they're still in that window of time that you're allowed to submit them. Or if you really want to get ungated in that brand again, go ahead and get a new invoice and get ungated in it. But just keep your eye out for IP, like, the IP warnings and things like that on some of these brands. This is just my gut instinct. I don't know that that's what's happening, but
No,
to me, that's usually a red flag that that's what's to come next.
There's 2 reasons. One is it's brand driven. The other is it's Amazon driven, and it's driven because they've had concerns over wrong items, or they've had a high amount of returns or high amount of fakes within that brand or that category or that whatever. 9 times out of 10 when this happens, I just go and I apply and I get auto ungated instantly. I've never really had to go get invoices again. So just try and get auto ungated. Good morning, Desert Sellers. Welcome, welcome. We had another one up here. Facebook user says that they are going to ASD. So say your name so that we know who's going. And then, Tina, did you say you were going or not going?
I am going to ASD. Okay. I probably will not be going all the days and all the full days as I have in past. My goal is to really just hit all the vendors I want to see in one day. And my go-to vendors, the ones I repeat business with. And then I will probably go again a second day to poke around for anything new that I might want to see and meet up with anybody that wants to meet up.
And Tina can be purchased with a cup of coffee. If you are wanting to go hang out with her, she is easily manipulated with coffee. Side note, I am still playing around with Inventory Lab. I did 85 just to show you guys. We had 20, 40, 25 going to 3 different locations. I'm going to change the number now and show you what that says, but it's taking forever to load. So I'm clicking away over here. In the meantime, you want to read what Lucas says, Jen?
Yes. So have you had success in the past creating back to school bundles for merchant fulfillment? Yes. I've been considering your bundle group. Yeah. We'd love to have you over there in bundles. It's a one-time fee and you get all the past stuff we've done from almost a year now to the current bundles that we've been doing, and anything that we do moving forward in there, you'll have access to. But yes, I have, in fact, I have 3 back to school bundles sitting back there on my table right now that my husband is packing up. And I will continue to buy them and sell them merchant fulfilled too, once it's too late to send them in. So you bet.
Excellent. Let's see. I have not done merchant fulfilled school stuff. I've always done FBA, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
I just send it in because I don't do a lot of merchant fulfilling during that time. Millennial Money Mom wants to buy Tina wine. That's even better.
So if you're going to be there, heck yeah, let's meet up.
That's even better. Melissa from Colorado going to ASD on Sunday. Okay. In touch Monday morning. Exactly the same thing. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let me see what else. What is next on the thing on here? Recommending a CPA. I am going to throw something out there for you all. This people's are good. They're gooder than the rest. Oh my gosh. It is called bookskeep.com, and they are recommended for e-commerce because they use the profit first. It is so sideline, and I'll bring up the book real quick too, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But the book Profit First was made by Mike Michalowicz. He does a lot of self-help books. He has a podcast. I have watched or listened to his podcast many a times. And the book Profit First is a really good business owner book on how to look at your profits and everything. And it's got a lot of good core things. The problem with the main book, which is good on its own, is it's for a lot of small businesses that are not e-commerce. Cindy came along, and I don't remember Cindy's last name. We'll see here in a minute. Cindy came along, and she did one with his blessing or like in conjunction. I don't know, however that relationship was formed. And she did a Profit First, specializing in e-commerce, with a majority of it directed towards specifically Amazon sellers, with our 2-week payout and the way we have to run our capital and the way we have to run our inventory and the way that Amazon structures their fees, very detailed towards that. Amazing book. I have both on my shelf. So Cindy came up with this Bookskeep website. Oh, there you go.
Just showing what it looks like for those that might be interested. Look, I have tabs tabs in my book.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm going to link it up over on the other tabs if I can get them going. Okay. So this is what the Profit First looks like with Mike Michalowicz, and then this one is by Cindy Thompson. So really good, and I don't know what version they're on and all of that. This was the audiobook, but you can get a Kindle. Sometimes you can find it at the Goodwills and everything. So she has made this site, and they do e-commerce. They have resources, they have about, they have do it yourself. So if you're just starting out, they have some good resources here on the course and what you can do. They're both familiar with A to X, Xero, and QuickBooks, probably more, but I know they are good in those three. And you pretty much have to run A to X into either Xero or QuickBooks if you're going to use QuickBooks or Xero. And the reason being is A to X takes all the microtransactions, categorizes them and interprets them and feeds them into your bookkeeping. So you know how when you buy your cup and it's got the pick and pack fee and it's got the other fee and then it's got the tax and then you have a return and you have reimbursements. It takes all of those transactions that are broken down and feeds them in and then gets them categorized correctly. So when you look at your breakdown on your P&L, you can see how much did I spend in pick and pack fees? How much did I spend in storage fees? How much did I spend here, there, and the other? And I know that they work with all that. So that is who I am currently recommending. There are definite other e-commerce places and things to do. In fact, let me ASTG. Do you have anything that you wanted to highlight on that, Miss Tina?
As far as with bookkeepers go, there are other bookkeepers out there. You could join even Facebook groups that are geared for bookkeepers to try to find a bookkeeper. You can go on Fiverr, and there are very good bookkeepers through Fiverr as well. Some of them you can outsource out of the country and get a more inexpensive rate, especially if you are a newer seller that your funds are not at a point to afford the more expensive bookkeepers. You can hire a bookkeeper even locally in your town. You just want to make sure that they are skilled in using software like A2X, along with QuickBooks or Xero, whatever software you would want to use, because A2X is specialized for Amazon sellers. And I think A2X to Shopify and Walmart too, but just e-commerce, because it pulls out those fees that Lucy had just mentioned, the pick and pack fees, like every little fee in Amazon. A2X extracts that information into your bookkeeping software. That way it keeps all of those, would you call it a line item, itemized to that fee. So there are definitely different options out there. You can even ask your current CPA if they have a bookkeeper in the office. But the deal is that not all bookkeepers are well versed in doing e-commerce books, and that's where the problem lies. And I know this because I have interviewed and tried out lots of bookkeepers. I think I've had 4 bookkeepers during the course of my Amazon business, and I have talked with probably 30 of them because I really wanted to find a good fit for me and my business.
Now, I want to talk just briefly. There is a difference between a bookkeeper and a CPA. A CPA has licenses and knows the laws and can advise you on you should be an S Corp or you should be a LLC or you should be doing this, that, or the other for tax purposes and how to set up book. A bookkeeper is just going to take the data and make sure it matches up and is in the right category. So if you have a bookkeeper and they have access to your books, they're going to make sure that your shipping supplies are under the line item shipping, and they're going to go into your whatever statements, your bank statements, your A to X statements, whatever, and make sure that it's all categorized on a weekly, monthly basis. And they are cheaper because they don't have the credibility or the certificates behind, and they can't give any advice. So you wouldn't go to a bookkeeper and say, I'm thinking about making this purchase. what should I do? You go to the bookkeeper and you say, I made this purchase. I want it to be shown as an
Categorized under
asset
this.
and do a depression, not depression, depreciation.
Depreciation.
Different word there, close. The other resource that I highly recommend that you guys bookmark is this website. And the reason being is anybody who is a vetted anything in the e-commerce world is going to be on their vendor list. So they have a service provider directory. And down here, they will have legal teams, they've got warehousing, they've got reporting, they've got photography. So let's say I wanted to find a photographer for my private label item. I could go here and see who do they recommend. And the reason you want to kind of maybe start here if you're looking for a photographer is the amount of scams that go on. And you can kind of see, who do they recommend and why, and pick out a few that you like. And that's the same for a lawyer, a CPA, software, this, that, and the other. I come across so many scams in a weekly basis. It is unflippin' believable. It's almost like that's another business model. And I'm going, what? So let's see here. Did we miss anything up?
No, but I do want to, I always love Sherry chiming in on this stuff because of her accounting skills. So, and letting you all know, she says she's a former accountant here. And if you have limited funds, you can ask your CPA, which you need, which we all need for our taxes, to have a bookkeeper working under them to do the work for you. Then the CPA will review it. The bookkeeper will have a lower hourly rate. Exactly. And that's why I did mention previously that some CPAs do have bookkeepers in their office. And like Sherry said, they work there right in the office with the CPA. Now I have a bookkeeper, and the CPA I use reviews those books to make sure that it aligns with what they need to do their job with, and sometimes have asked for correction or I want to say further detail on some purchases. And then I go through what my bookkeeper has done, because sometimes I catch items that were miscategorized, and I could understand why they were miscategorized by the name of the business, or if it was from office supply and it was shipping boxes that I bought, and maybe I had that under supplies, and that would have, and they categorized it as product for resale when actually it was my shipping supplies. So sometimes, and that wasn't a great example, but sometimes there is a business name might sound like it's going to be something else. I want to say I got something and they allocated it as travel because maybe there was something about travel in the title of the name of the business, but it was actually inventory. So, even bookkeepers can make innocent mistakes because they're not the ones buying the inventory. So you do have to check the work and have good communication, especially if ahead of time you think that they might miscategorize it.
Yeah, mine sends me a link and for review. Please review these and tell me how to categorize them.
Yeah,
which is perfect. I just wanted to bring up that there was a difference between a CPA and a bookkeeper, because when I first started, I thought they were interchangeable names. I didn't realize there was a difference in that, and it depends on what you need or what you want. And so when I see people asking in the Facebook groups and they're like, I need a bookkeeper, when they really need a CPA, or they say I need a CPA when they really are just looking for somebody to do their books once a month.
But as Sherry pointed out, everybody needs a CPA because you have to do your taxes every year. And when you are doing a business like this, you should have a CPA and not be relying on TurboTax. Maybe in the past, all you had was a simple W-2 job, and using TurboTax was fine because you had simple tax returns. That's not the case with our business. It really is beneficial for you to have a CPA doing your taxes.
Yeah. So got a question on the board from last week. Is watching TV while doing online arbitrage considered multitasking?
Maybe. Maybe it is.
Sometimes
watching TV while working is distracting. Sometimes watching TV while trying to do work ends up making work stop because TV takes your full attention away. So, it depends what's on.
I think it's definitely. I don't know if it's because in the tips last week it was like don't multitask, and for me sometimes I just need a background noise. So it depends what the TV is. When I'm out
That's
packing,
right.
I put on something that's educational or that I need to watch, and then I'm listening to that because packing things in a box is not very mentally stimulating. And when it comes down to like if I have to do anything complicated, I turn the TV off. And then when I'm at the desk here, I usually play background music of some sort, classical, something like that.
Yeah.
I am watching the live by polybagging products. Yep.
See?
See, and I don't know if it's multitasking. But what I think what the tips were last week were centered around, and I'm so guilty of this, is when you sit down to work and people used to think multitasking was a great skill. You'd put multitasking on your resume. It was great because you could answer the phone and put in the computer and help the customer at the front counter all at the same time. And really, it is more efficient, and studies have shown that it is more efficient that you sit down and you focus on your one project at a time, whatever that is. So yesterday when I pulled all the paperwork for my CPA, I am not answering the phone. I am not answering my emails. I am not doing multiple things at once. I am literally sitting down and I have my SOP on. I pull this, and I upload it to her Google Drive, and I check off all these boxes, and then I move my files to I call it long-term storage, but it's just a folder on the computer. It's not long, it's not hard. It's about a 15-20 minute task, but I'm not going to do that and something else at the same time, because then you're going to make mistakes and all of that. When I sit down to reprice, I have music going or whatnot, but I sit down and I do my 10-15 minutes of just repricing or clearing out my inventory or whatever it is. I'm not trying to click all over the place. I do click all over the place though, but trying not to. So that's a fun one. Good question. Good answer. What is your favorite music to listen to, Tina, when you're packing? You listen to music?
Um, Well, when I used to work by myself, I listened to music a lot. But since, I work with my husband, we're usually just chit chatting with each other. So we don't always have music on. But when I listen to music, I usually like the more like pump it up kind of music. I want more the top hits. I want the stuff that makes me want to dance. Yeah, that think hair salon background. So I like that hair salon, like, that kind of, it keeps you moving faster. I don't know. If I had relaxing music on, it would make me want to take a nap. I would move slower. I maybe wouldn't feel as much stress, but I definitely would not move at the same rate of speed as if I had like dance music on.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like that when I'm at the desk and I'm doing. Sometimes I like to have. I call it low. It's lo-fi. If you guys are familiar with lo-fi, I like the lo-fi cafe music or something for just sitting at the desk. Anyhow, okay, I was trying to add things. I circled back to inventory lab, but did we have another question up here
Nope.
or no? I was yes, we did. We missed one up here.
Nope.
Uh,
Oh, well, I did answer. I did
oh,
answer
you
them in
did?
the chat, but not out loud. I did not out loud. So is it too late to send in the FBA back to school? And no, it's not. I have some that is being packed right now in my office, and we are going to send it out today.
Excellent, excellent. I am almost ready to try. I'm still getting. This is ridiculous over here.
Yeah, it's just you will cover it next week. If it's down, it's down. So
I
Desert Seller.
another internal layer.
I love listening to lives while I work. I listen to eBay videos or Amazon video lives while I work sometimes too. I like just hearing what they're saying because it doesn't require me to have to look at them. It's almost like listening to a podcast when you're just hearing a conversation. And I like that too. Sometimes I pick up little nuggets along the way of, something they're talking about, or something that I've already know, but then you hear it again, you're like, oh, and you get this creative light bulb that goes off. Oh, I need to look at that or look at this. Yeah.
So some of my go-tos, I'll listen to, like I said, some that are just background noise and then some that are informational. I can't do 8 hours of informational. That's just too much. My brain is like, ugh. at the end. It's mush. The
Yeah.
other day I listened to a CPA one, and it was with this Books Keep, and it was all about bookkeeping for e-commerce, and it was a great about hour while I was packing up a big shipment going out, and it was very big and informational. Sometimes I will listen to things that I'm kind of thinking about, but not really sure. Let's say you wanted to maybe expand out to Etsy or eBay and you wanted to know some ins and outs. It's a great time to kind of listen to that and see if it's going to fit in with your business, your style, what you're already doing, etc. That's how I got into a lot of the other side hustles that are like this. And then sometimes I listen to hobbies. I like many different things outside of work, so I'll listen to hobby stuff. Then I'll listen to fun things too. So change it up, but I have definitely a rotation depending on my mood and what I am working on. 'Cause you're right. Sometimes you gotta pump it up in the office, and other times I need a zen. I've needed a lot of zen
And they
days.
do momentary torque breaks for my husband. No.
Don't need to know about that, Miss Tina. No.
I'm talking the dance.
Well, I think last
Talking
week you
the
said you could
dance.
pack without pants. So I'm just imagining no pants. Tina's
Oh,
office,
no,
they
no.
pack
I
with
wear
no
pants.
pants and they twerk. So
No, we wear
definitely,
pants. Now we're wearing
definitely,
shorts because it's hot out.
yes, I am too. It's supposed to be 85 today.
Also, what I've been doing this week, I'm not going to today, but I've been taking during my hour lunch break, and because it's hot, but during my hour lunch break, I eat my lunch and go to my mom's. And my mom lives like 3 minute drive from my house, and she has a pool and I don't. And we've been doing 30-minute uh, hang out in the pool and like jogging in the pool, doing pool exercises. And so I've been doing a little afternoon exercise pool break. And normally, I don't allow myself to do that because I feel like I'm playing hooky on work and I'm knee deep in what I'm doing and I don't want to stop now. But I have found that taking these little breaks, it's still only an hour break. If I was at work, I would get an hour lunch break. And in this hour, I can go to my mom's, do 30 minutes of pool activity, eat my lunch. I've been able to work later into the evening with still being on it mentally. I find that when I don't take that brain, my mental, I start declining around 3 o'clock. Like, I'm doing like the bare minimum. And now I'm just like, I stay raring to go longer. So that's something new I've been incorporating this summer is taking an hour lunch break with an exercise.
Yeah. I when I do my lunch break, I try to make myself watch or do something that is not work related. So I will
Yeah.
watch a TV show or call my friend or something that is a break from work. And I think
Yeah.
you got to be balanced on that because work
Yeah.
can consume you easily.
Yes. A shout out to Nate and Steph. I see you there in the comments. Hello
Good
and welcome.
morning. Good morning. It's okay. I give up. I give up. I'm not doing anything with Inventory Lab for another 3 hours. I'll do something else. I'll pack. I'll order. I'll do something. But
Yep.
can
And
anybody
that's
else?
going to really put a damper in what I was going to do. Hubby's got all the stuff packed. I was going to go back there and do the inventory lab batch. I will try. And if it's down for me too, well, you know what? I've got other work I can do. I have some listings to create.
Is anybody else feeling like it's down right now? Please chime in and comment so that we know what we're doing. So I wanted to talk real quick. You went to Big Lots the other day. And this is another
Ah,
reason if you're
yes.
not in our Facebook group, you should go join the Facebook group because we talk about things in the minute and you know how important it is. It does you no good if you know about a sale 3 days later or on the Friday show. But Tina,
Well,
when
that I put in our VA group. I didn't put that in our
oh
main
okay.
group. But yes, I was at Big Lots 2 days ago and they had 40 and 60% off through the entire store. Primarily it was toys and the summer goods. You know, think pool floats, swim rings, garden decor. The 4th of July stuff was even marked down further. But anything that is seasonal and toys was marked down 40, 60% off. And I went in there because I was looking for school supplies. So at this time of year, it's not just Big Lots, you guys. It's all the stores. All the stores have um, discounts starting now because they're trying to get out all that summer inventory and they're trying to get in the back to school stuff. And then, I mean, as soon as school starts, that Halloween stuff is in the store and it's still summer out. So it's also a great time to shop personally. Like I need a new umbrella for my patio table. And so every year around this time is when I usually find one dirt cheap and usually at Lowe's. I have gotten, I mean, like chair cushions for your outdoor furniture at Lowe's for $2 in past years. So Lowe's, people don't think about Lowe's and Home Depot for getting really good clearance items, but go into your stores. Also, Walmart, if you don't know about hidden clearance, you can get hidden clearance at Walmart. And what hidden clearance is, for those that don't know, are things that are on clearance, but there's no markdowns on there. There's no signs posted on the rack saying that this thing is on clearance. To you, the shopper, to your eye, it looks like it's full price. But if you have the Walmart app on your phone, you can scan the barcode with your Walmart app and it will tell you if what the item cost in the store right then and there. Last year, I got a bunch of summer shorts for myself and some tank tops at Walmart for a dollar each. So, just keep your eyes out. There's a lot of sales going on right now till I believe the end of August, and they've started already. Go to brickseek.com if you've never been on there. And Brickseek gives you stores like Target, Walmart, Macy's, Amazon, Best Buy, and it will give you like trending deals. And you can see what the prices are in store, if it's in stock at your local store, like for Walmart especially. And that's a good site to check out as well.
So for me, all I did was I typed in Google Walmart hidden clearance. And then I sorted it instead of from best match, from low to high. And these are some of the highlights. And you may say, okay, bike lock, Barbie dress, VTech, and Hatchimals. And there's issues with each of those. Hatchimals could have IP issues, same with VTech. Barbie fashion dolls, that doesn't look like much of a money maker there. But you're not thinking long term or you got to think to the next level. All of these items you could use in potential bundles, potentially for yourself, potentially for your own Christmas gifts going out there, for eBay, for bundling things together, such as this Barbie fashions. If you put a couple of Barbie fashion things together, you could totally make a desirable bundle thing for Amazon or for eBay. Same with Hatchimals. Bringing up Hatchimal bundles can be really lucrative. And
Heather says Inventory Lab is working fine for me so far, building a shipment now. And what is interesting is I just opened up my laptop here and went into my Inventory Lab and added an item. I was able to find the item and go to the ad, but then I got the same error warning that you did too, that it is encountering whatever it says, but it's not working for me either.
Okay, so
lucky you, Heather. Yay.
Heather's working menus down. I was just going along with the Hatchimal bundles. The top two out of 5 on Amazon when I type in Hatchimal bundles is a 2-pack and this multi-pack. So, look at these clearance deals. And if you're not already in the bundle group and that's where you want to go, then I invite you to join our group. But there's lots of different ways to make money. And so it's the same concept over and over. It's buy low, sell high. Whether you're doing private label, wholesale, bundles, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, eBay, Etsy, Amazon, Walmart, it's the same concept. Buy low, sell high. Figure out what people are buying and figure out how to get that product to them. So what do you got planned for today, Miss Tina?
Well, it's Friday Finance. So I'm going to do that. I have a client I'm working with building listings in their account. So we're going to have a phone chat and finalize some of those details today. And God willing, I can get a shipment out if Inventory Lab wants to work for me because I have a shipment back there that needs to get out. And I have 3 listings I need to make.
Nice. I did listing buildings last week. I am got a little bit of shipment stuff to get out. I've got probably about 50, 100 items out there. And then I don't know. I got to look at my calendar. I haven't really sat down and looked at what I got to do today. I know I have a list. Thank God I keep a list because I would not be able to keep track of it all. Angela
Yeah.
says, how many different groups do we have? So we have a BOLO group where we have VAs and they make a buy sheet and you get at least 10, if not more, sourced items from Tactical Arbitrage. It's sourced from Tactical Arbitrage, but it's all online. And it's awesome if you need to do online arbitrage and you're just looking for like what to buy. We run a member only shared BOLO group where members are sharing. So it's more retail arbitrage based. And that will be starting up in the fall. And then we have the bundle group. And then the regular Facebook group is just for anybody. It's just a Facebook group. So what platform? Facebook mostly, but we have a sheet, a Google sheet, and that has a link to all the videos. So let me see if I can bring that up. This is the main sheet. So we have all these topics and then the videos and links to it. We got to go through and maybe straighten some out, but we've got that. And then we've got issues. Issues is kind of where I specialize in making the videos because I run into issues all the time. So error codes and how to fix it, how to change your Browd nodes, approval for brands, the fixing the DPI for your photos. So all of those little problems that you're going to run into when you are building your listing and you're like, how do I do the photos? And I have the stock photo, but the DPI is messed up. How do I change the DPI on that photo? We've got a video for that. So we are building out and always like adding to it. Such as one of the newer ones was Amazon has a new brand registry homepage. So if you're brand registered, you can go see what the new brand registry homepage looks like. If you're thinking about getting brand registered, you can see what the video shows and like what's entailed in the brand registry. We go through step by step on the trademark, how to get your trademark done, sourcing ideas, putting things together. We did 2 kind of workshops this last month. Tina did one on back to school bundles, which was fun. If you guys are in that group, definitely go rewatch that. And I did one how to do a bundle from start to finish, like finding the item, vetting the item, making the listing step by step, putting the photos on there, photo placement tips, and then getting it listed. And we will do that. I think that's the second or third time this year that I've done from start to finish doing a bundle and the different steps. And it's there's a lot of questions and answers in there. It's like hours. I've never clocked how many hours we've done, but it's definitely hours and hours. Do you need to have a trademark in order to make your own bundles? Nope, you do not need a trademark to do your own bundles. And you can create them under generic, or you can create them under a different brand. I'm brand approved for about 5. I have a trademark under 1. You can do generic. That's a big topic we've talked about in there is the generic listings, when to use it, when not to use it, how to use it, why to use it, and the issues going on with generic. There's so much about generic that we've probably talked at least 3 hours about stupid freaking generic.
Generic is a love hate
on my arm that says generic. I mean, that's how much it's been a part of our lives. It's ridiculous.
Yes. Well, do you have any other things that you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's very dialed down, and it's like here we're having fun and we're talking about the news and how it's impacted in the broader things. When we get down into where and how to use generic and what brand to use, like those are very specific videos that are very instructional and are not like sometimes you just need to know. Sometimes you need the user manual and sometimes you need entertainment. This is our entertainment time and our information. It's like the news and the top of the news. And you get into our bundle group, and that's like when you dive into the Wikipedia of Amazon. So meat and potatoes. We're at dessert.
Wikipedia. Just kidding.
Huh? What did you say?
I tried to incorporate my name into there. I said Wikipedia.
Oh my God.
Lucia.
Oh my God. Yeah. Nobody wants to sit here and watch us.
This is what I deal with my daily conversations with Tina.
I know this is, but nobody wants to sit here and watch us like do picture placement for 20 minutes and the ins and outs of visualization and the white space on your picture in the Friday show. I don't know. Maybe y'all do. Maybe y'all are looking for some dry information tips. but we try to keep it for a broad audience here. And then bundles is just so niche down that it's its own thing. Plus, it's just a lot of information that
It is, and it's fun. I mean, if you like doing that or desire to do it, I find it fun. Um, this is maybe some
I do
people
too.
don't.
I like it because I can go into things. Like I've been
Mhm.
dealing with Bath and Body Works on and off for what, 2 years now, a year and a half. And there's been a lot of changes over that, and the copyright issues with using stock photos from them, what I found from them, how to file the DMCA's, all of that is stuff that I can go in on these shows and really dial in and show you some things that is a little bit harder to do on these things, because I can film and then edit and all of that with their what was I going to say? Flat files, ins and out. Flat files will put you to sleep. If you want to have videos done on flat files, holy smokes, flat files are ridiculously dry and irritating. And there's a lot of ins and outs that Amazon doesn't tell you about flat files that I've learned from my favorite representatives, Brittany and Angela from a catalog team. There are supervisors on the catalog team in Amazon who have definitely helped out with my listings. So good stuff there. What else? I think that's it.
That's it. I gotta go. I got work to do.
Work. Workity work. Okay, well, excellent. I will talk to you later. I gotta go look at my list and see what work I'm doing today. I hope everybody out there has a great Friday, great weekend. I don't have anything else to say. It's the middle of July. Prime Day is over. We don't have no holidays.
Well, I have to say thank you for those who joined us and chat with us in the comments. I always appreciate it. I always love the banter and the things you guys talk about and ask about. And I just enjoy you guys being here. And thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channels if you haven't already. We stream this show on each of our channels. I have my own, Lucy has her own. And again, thank you all so much and have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of summer before the kiddos go back to school. Bye.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about back to school yet. We just got out. Leave me alone.